This is our third DK Q&A.
What questions are we going over today?
Well, first we're going to go over, do the 2019 and 2020 model Tri-Glides and freewheelers need a comfort lift? Also, we'll be going over, do you have a storefront brick and mortar shop where I can buy parts locally? And then we have a question for you personally. Have you given any thought to raking your trike? We also have an international question. What are my duties and taxes on my order? What tank lift size do you recommend for your 2019 trike? And finally, we will be covering which way do I mount my shocks. Alright, so this is a question we've gotten over the past several months. Do the 2019 and 2020 trike models require or even need the convertible comfort lift?
Well, they do not. The comfort lift serves several purposes. One is to lift the rear of the trike up so you're not scraping or looking like it's dragging its ass going down the road. But the other part of the comfort lift is to make it a more comfortable ride, both in suspension and to make it easier to steer. So in the past, pre-2019, the trikes dragged their ass.
Right.
Okay?
Like a dog with worms.
On the 2019 and up, Harley's using a new shock on the rear, and it has absolutely no sag at all.
But they added the word premium.
Yeah.
It has to be good.
Yeah. But they're using the new shock. It has no sag, so really the back end of the trike is not dragging, and you do not need the comfort lift to lift the back end up to get better clearance because it's already up there. The problem is that the suspension is horrible. At first I thought it was better than the air shocks, but after riding on it for a while, I realized there's no sweet spot because there's no sag at all. You're topped out. Even when you're sitting on it, you're topped out.
Right.
It's not sagging at all. So by adding the comfort lift where it gives a little bit more leverage on the shock, you're going to get the shock, the poor premium shock that they're putting on there to have a little bit more action, a little bit more movement. So for that reason alone, it's good. However, I would recommend seriously looking at some other shocks to get for that, in which case the comfort lift would be even better.
Right, okay.
So Dwayne, the next question, and you, Dawn, and Natalie said we get this all the time, and I didn't understand it. Do you have a storefront where I can buy parts? And I'm going, who would ask if we have a storefront where we buy parts? I mean, it's dkcustom.com, but that's not what they've been asking. They're asking, is there somewhere where we can come, a physical location, to DK Custom products? So that's the question. Is there a brick and mortar they can come to?
Well, the short answer is yes. I mean, we're in a pretty rural area in North Mississippi, so you really don't know we're here when you pass by. So a lot of people local don't know we're here. We do most of our business online, internationally, and things like that. You can come by. We like to have visitors. If you're closer to the Memphis area, we have a facility there in beautiful South Memphis where you can pick up parts if you want to avoid shipping costs and wait time and things like that. Or if you're on a trip passing through, Highway 178 goes right past us, and just stop by, come see us. Give us a call first so we can have parts out for you. You want to take a look at them, or you just want to come hang out, we're here.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of people stop by. In fact, the ride report that I'm working on right now out in Arizona, Kirk came by from Arizona. He stopped by one afternoon, and I ended up visiting with him for a couple hours. So it's always good to have people come by.
Oh, yeah. All right, Kevin. So Bud Irwin asked, have you gave much thought into raking the front end of your Tri-Glide?
I have, and in fact, I probably will do it one day just to experience it and be able to report on it. But I haven't needed to rake the front end. People usually rake the front end of their trike to make the steering easier. I use the comfort triangle, which we'll put down in the link below, to find out where my hands are most comfortable on the handlebars. And it just so happens that my hands are most comfortable on the handlebars fairly wide apart and back toward me because I do have a bad left shoulder. And that's where it's just comfortable whether I'm steering or not. That's just where it's comfortable for my hands to be. And that gives me a lot. So I have handlebars that match up with that particular spot. And it gives me a lot of leverage. So my trike is not difficult to steer at all. Between the Comfort Lift and the Trike Series shocks and the wide handlebars, I don't need any help in steering. But if a person is having trouble steering and their hands are in a comfortable position, and they're having trouble steering, raking is definitely the way to go. And we recommend, and this is where I'll eventually be getting a rake kit put on one of my trikes just so that I can test it out and report it firsthand, is from Cut and Shoot Customs. Talk to Randall at Cut and Shoot Customs, and we'll put the link to his website down below. He does a lot of trike conversions and a lot of rake kits on tri-glides and freewheelers for people. And so he's the go-to guy for that, and he's who I will be getting mine from.
So what's holding you up? Why haven't you pulled the trigger on that from Cut and Shoot?
Well, it's time. It's not a small job to do, and it's fairly expensive. So if I needed it, if I was having a hard time steering, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But it's going to be, it's not a small job, 10, 15-hour job. And the parts aren't inexpensive either. So it's not something just to do, just to have some extra chrome on your bike. It's something to do if you need your steering to be easier.
There you go.
So Dwayne, Jessup from Canada asks, what are the duties and taxes on my order?
Well, that's one question we just can't answer. We have absolutely no way to figure that up, to charge you for it, or anything of that nature.
The best thing for them to do is to get with their local customs office, because their customs office is going to be the one that is charging them. Right. And so they'll be able to tell them what the price that they're going to charge is going to be.
Right. And they will charge you upon delivery.
Yeah.
You don't pay, you don't play.
Yeah. And so there's a couple hundred countries that we ship to. Every country is different. Different provinces and states and areas within countries are different than other areas in the country.
Right.
So you need to go to your local customs office, tell them what you're buying, what the cost is, and ask them what you're going to pay in duties and taxes to get that out of customs when it arrives at your location.
Ted asked, what tank lift size do you recommend for your 2019 trike?
Well, the easy answer is I put a 1.5 inch tank lift on my 2019 Tri-Glide with the deluxe option. But that doesn't mean that that's what's best for you. When you put a tank lift on, a couple things happen. More air is directed under the tank and across the engine to help it cool better. It also makes your engine more accessible. The chrome that you paid for is now more visible.
Right. Easier to clean.
And the air that was going over the top of the tank that is now going over the engine, helping keep it cooler, is also not hitting you in the chest and coming up and buffeting. So you might like the look of a 2-inch better. I don't think on the 2014s and up that a 2.5 inch will fit. You're probably going to have some clearance issues, but go to the link below on the tank lifts and make sure you check for clearance. Always check for clearance. So some people like the 1 inch. I like the 1.5 because it gives me better visibility of the engine, gives more air across the engine, less buffeting, and I definitely use the deluxe option because it keeps the tank fairly level and exposes the rear cylinder a little bit more. But check, see what you like. And when you're checking for clearance, check it at 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches, and see which look you like best and make sure you have clearance. So Dwayne, Frank asks, which way do I mount my shocks?
Well, it depends. Which shocks does he have? What bike is he mounting them on? How are the shocks designed? We always suggest if you're not sure, ask the manufacturer, ask who sold them to you. Some shocks can be mounted upside down, some can't. Some shocks have a vast range of adjustability, as in the preload adjustment and the rebound damping. You want to have access to both of those adjustments easily. I mean, if you have a bagger, that's something to take in mind. If you're installing these on a trike, you need to take things into account, like accessing the preload or accessing the rebound damping.
Would it be fair to say that everything that we sell comes with very detailed instructions?
Right.
Read the instructions.
Read them.
Because if you read the instructions, then you will know exactly how to mount whichever pair of shocks you've purchased, and you won't be disassembling it after you realize that you mounted it with the damping adjustment toward the inside where you can't get to it once you're riding.
Right.
So always read the instructions.
Right. And if you have any questions, give
And
us a call.
nobody's going to take your mail card away if you read the instructions.
Yeah, just read the instructions. And if you're unsure about something, give us a call. That's what we're here for. That's what you paid for when you bought something from us. Customer service.
Yeah, if you can't read the instructions and you don't want to watch the YouTube video on it, then give us a call or an email. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you found this video useful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Probably help them out some.
Yeah, hit that notification bell so you'll be updated when we come out with our next video. And don't forget to ask us any questions you may have in the comments, and we'll try to address those in the next video.
Subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button.
Appreciate it. Y'all ride safe. Are you the D&DK?
I'm not. I'm not just
That confused me.
lowly customer service.
Customer service. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, servicing the customer.